counting down the minutes to the first pitch of today's game.
Yes!
Who's in the starting lineup?
Come on, son. You got to get out there and take the mound. It's game time.
What does the skipper have to say?
It's an attitude. You got to be willing to defend. You got to be willing to base run, or you can't play here.
It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook with Tommy Wortz on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Welcome in to the leadoff show, live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM, The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Tommy Wortz here with you as we are getting ready for Game 5, Milwaukee Brewers, Chicago Cubs. It'll be Trevor McGill opening the game up for Milwaukee, going up against Drew Pomerantz of the Chicago Cubs. 7:08 first pitch from American Family Field. Let's waste no more time. The starting lineups for tonight's game.
Looking up, and it is gone.
It's almost time for the first pitch. Let's see who's in today's starting lineups. Brought to you by Lakeland University. Experience it your way. Visit lakeland.edu. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Thanks again to Lakeland University for being a part of the leadoff show all season long. First up for Chicago, Michael Busch to lead things off at first base. Nico Horner at second base will bat second. Kyle Tucker, the DH, will bat third. Seiya Suzuki bats fourth today, plays right field. Ian Happ in left field will bat fifth. Carson Kelly is the catcher, batting sixth. Batting seventh in center field, it's Pete Crow Armstrong. Batting eighth, Dansby Swanson, the shortstop. And rounding things out for Chicago, the third baseman, Matt Shaw. Now the lineup for Game 5 for the Milwaukee Brewers. Jackson Chourio back in the leadoff spot. He's in left field. Bryce Terang at second base will bat second. William Contreras is catching. He will bat third. Christian Yelich, the DH, bats fourth. Andrew Vaughn is at first base and batting fifth, while Sal Frelick is in right field batting sixth. Caleb Durbin bats seventh, plays third base for Milwaukee. Blake Perkins in center field batting eighth. Rounding things out for the Crew, the shortstop, Joey Ortiz. Want to jump over to the fan guest hotline powered by Gruber Law. We are live also at Kelly's Bleachers. Our guy Cal down there reporting back in. Cal, how we doing down there, my man?
What's up, Tommy? It's the calm before the storm right now. We're starting to see people trickle out and head down to the stadium. But it was popping here. A lot of Cubs fans, a lot of people having some nice brews and Sun Cruisers here and enjoying some cheese too. So
Cal
ready to make it happen.
Cal down there, thanks to our good friends over at Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Cal, you got shirts down there to give out still? You guys got some awesome merchandise from the Fan. Is people all feeling it over there?
Absolutely. Euchre Magic shirts are being handed out. Yeah, people are coming up and grabbing some, so they're excited for this game, man. Game 5, let's go.
Let's go. Game 5. Cal, I'll check in back with you at the end of the show. Have a good time while you're down there, my friend.
Awesome. Thanks, Tommy.
There he is, Cal down there on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all. It is the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you as I am live at the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM, The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. It is all we've been waiting for now. Wanted to get this thing done with earlier. You had a 2-game lead if you're the Milwaukee Brewers. You went down to Wrigley. You lost the next 2. Now it's time. You have to claim it back at American Family Field. I know some people very down in the dumps at this moment for the Milwaukee Brewers, but why not tonight? Why not tonight for Milwaukee? This is a game that is huge for this team in the future. It's a team that's huge in the history for this team. If the Brewers were to win tonight, it is just the 4th time in franchise history that they have won a postseason series. All eyes pointed at the Milwaukee Brewers in this town. Exciting over at Kelly's Bleachers. Thanks again to Sun Cruiser Vodka for hooking us up over there. Go visit Cal. They got the shuttles running. Kelly's Bleachers, fantastic food, fantastic environment to watch and cheer on your Milwaukee Brewers. The lineup, as we just read, very similar as to how the first 2 games went. Jackson Chourio back in the leadoff spot. Christian Yelich back as the DH batting fourth. Blake Perkins in the lineup for Milwaukee. Drew Pomerantz and Trevor McGill, the two men to open this game. Can't imagine they will go much further than inning number one. And the first inning has been the Achilles heel for the Milwaukee Brewers during this time. The Brewers have allowed runs via homers in the first inning in all 4 games of the NLDS. They've given up 16 runs in the contest. 11 have come in the first inning for the Milwaukee Brewers. Unacceptable. The Brewers trying with Trevor McGill to be the guy to shut things down in inning number one. An interesting move by Murphy, countered with Drew Pomerantz, the lefty, to lead things off and open it up for the Chicago Cubs today. Want to get to some sound right away. I don't want to waste much time talking about Game 4. You heard enough of that yesterday on this station. The Brewers unable to get it done. Sloppy game. Didn't look great. But some pregame sound, some pregame availability. Sal Frelick, Andrew Vaughn speaking earlier today, just a couple hours ago, if that. Their excitement for Trevor McGill and to be a part of this Brewers team for a Game 5 potential series clinching win in Milwaukee.
Sal, you hit the homer in the winner-take-all game with the Mets last year. I'm just wondering, from your experience from last year, what does it take to kind of maintain your poise, maintain your composure, not get caught up in the environment in these winner-take-all type games?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of emotion, obviously. That's kind of what you dream of, right? Game 5s, Game 7, stuff like that. So I don't think it's the worst thing ever to feed off of that emotion and feed off of, the crowd, especially playing at home. But yeah, you're right. At the same time, you want to do your job and stay focused, and that's important. But it should be a good environment.
Go to Adam, second row.
One of the things you guys and Murph said a lot was you were good in the regular season when you played free. How do you play free in a game like this after the last 2 games went the way they did?
I think, for us, come back home, those 2 games didn't go our way, obviously, but, we're going to have the crowd behind us and, like you said, just go play free. Baseball is a game, but got to go out there and have fun with it.
Go to Bob on the end of the second row.
Yeah, because of the crowd factor, how important do you think it is just to get that early lead, to get the crowd into it and even relax you guys?
Yeah, I mean, we're playing at home's awesome. Like I said, get to have, the home crowd behind us. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised at some point tonight, we're going to get punched in the face. We're going to punch them in the face. Like, that's just kind of how these games go, right? And it's not like trying to avoid getting punched. It's just, how do you respond from that? So, they're a great team over there, as we've seen, and it's really just going to be all about how can you respond, not necessarily, trying to avoid, something like that.
Staying in the second row.
Sal, from a year ago, when you look at the way that game was 0-0, it was so tight, did you learn anything about your pitchers, about your staff, and what it was like to play defense in that 0-0 game? Is there an emotion? Is there a focus that you learned from a game like that?
Yeah, I mean, and it's not even a game. We played tight games during the year too that can get pretty intense in those ball games. I think especially our ball club just always preaching defense and pitching over the past few years. Like, that's kind of our comfort zone. I think when we're in those situations, those close ones where we're just rolling out guys out of the bullpen, and I could handpick one and feel 100% confident in that guy to go out and throw up a 0. So that's obviously you learn stuff, but playing in those close games like that, whether it's a playoff game or just a regular season game. But again, I think, that defense in close games is kind of, somewhat of our identity and, what we kind of like to culture our team on.
To each of you, I was just trying to get your perspective. Why do y'all think this series has been the way it's been, with so many of the runs being scored right there, right in the first inning?
I mean, I would just shout it up to baseball. Sometimes you score early, sometimes you score late. That's definitely been the trend. And, I guess our goal is to go out there and, score first, score the most.
Go to Kurt in the third row.
How does the pregame preparation / meeting from the hitter side change when the pitching plans are kind of the way they are with the Cubs? We're expecting to see a lot of different arms, a lot of different bullpen arms, and it's not just like Boyd or Imanaga, and you got to plan for all these different options.
I mean, not really. You know, you want to prepare as best as you can, right? And at the same time, like, it's a division opponent for us where, you know, we've seen these guys a ton this year. We've seen them a ton in the last week, right? So, yeah, we're obviously going to touch on, like we usually do, our normal, you know, offensive meeting. Going to go through anybody who's available to pitch, just kind of go over some stuff, talk about it. But, yeah, at the same time, it's like, just go out and compete, man. Like, we faced these guys before. So, yeah.
Sal, being in that wing of the clubhouse near McGill, what can you tell us about being his teammate, and what did you think when you heard that it would be him leading the way with your pitching plan tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I found out probably like 5 minutes ago, I guess. I haven't really dissected it too much, but kind of like what I said earlier, like they could have picked out of a hat anybody, and I would have had the same feeling, right? Like anyone on this team is going to go out there and, you know, execute for us, and couldn't be happier. Trevor's getting the ball though. Like, you know, we've seen it all year, and, you know, he's just a dog on the mound. So just go out, let him do his thing, and whatever happens. But, you know, we're gonna have his back offensively regardless. So it should be good.
Go over here to the left side in third row.
Sal, Murph made a point yesterday of saying that everyone was here for workout day. Is that a surprise to you? And I guess, why do you feel like you want to be here for a day like that in between a couple of big contests?
Yeah, I mean, well, one, it was a workout day, right? So, like, optional or not, I think everyone kind of knew it's good to be here. And listen, I just like spending, you know, time with these guys, right? Like, any chance I get to come to the ballpark and, you know, take batting practice with, you know, some of these guys, and, you know, watch Vonnie hit them off the scoreboard. Like, I'm not going to miss a chance to do that. So, like, it's fun for me. You know, it's not like something that, you know, is a burden by any means. It's enjoyable. So I think everyone feels the same way.
Andrew, to think a couple months ago you were in AAA with a different organization, and now you're playing in a Game 5. Where has all of this journey led you? What have you learned about yourself, about your game, to be prepared to play in a game like this?
Yeah, you know, just it's really been just be where my feet are. You know, life can be crazy. Baseball as a profession can be crazy. But really just whittle it down to, you know, taking it one pitch at a time. Be exactly where my feet are and enjoy every moment of it.
Go back up to Kurt and then to Bob.
For either one of you, we know Murph can be kind of unpredictable. Does he address you guys? Does he say anything to the team or like you individually before a playoff game, or do you expect it before a playoff game of this magnitude?
Not really. I mean, no different than he would address us like during the regular season. There's nothing added. There's nothing he's trying to, you know, force on us. Like, you know, he I think believes in us, and we believe in ourselves. But, you know, nothing really, I think, added where we got to come together and, you know, like really hold hands and talk about it. That's not, you know, that's just not us, right? So I think Murph knows that and just kind of treats it the same.
There is Sal Frelick, Andrew Vaughn speaking to the media earlier today. That audio courtesy Marquee Sports. It is the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here, getting you caught up. All things Brewers Cubs ahead of NLDS Game 5. If you guys are still heading down, make sure you guys hit up Kelly's Bleachers. My guy Cal down there hooking it up with shirts. Euchre Magic need all the help they can get during this time right now. Great place to watch the game. And thanks to our good friend Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea for hooking it up down there. Who would have thought that Andrew Vaughn, of all people, was going to say something this season with how reserved he typically is, and profound isn't necessarily a word I associate with Andrew Vaughn, but a great line at the end there. Baseball as a profession can be crazy, but just whittle it down to taking it one pitch at a time. Be exactly where my feet are. Enjoy every moment. It's a good line from Andrew Vaughn. Necessary for this Game 5 and the situation that led up to Game 5. And a chance now for the Milwaukee Brewers to advance to the NLCS if they take care of business against the Chicago Cubs today. Coming up, we're going to talk to Austin Herdino over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Get you some of the best bets if you want to get any action on the Brewers and Cubs Game 5 NLDS matchup. We'll hear from the manager, Pat Murphy, earlier today as well, go into his brain on why Trevor McGill being the man to come out and start this game for Milwaukee. And of course, his thoughts on Game 5, a potential series clinching game for the Milwaukee Brewers. It is the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you live from the 1250 AM 1057 FM The Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Looking up, and it is gone.
It's almost time for the first pitch. Let's see who's in today's starting lineups. Brought to you by Lakeland University. Experience it your way. Visit lakeland.edu. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 1057 FM, The Fan.
Welcome back to the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you live from the 1250 AM, 1057 FM, The Fan studios powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Brewers lineup for Game 5. In case you missed it earlier in the show, Jackson Churio in left field to lead things off. Bryce Terang will bat second, play second base. Batting third, William Contreras, the catcher. Christian Yelich, the DH, will bat fourth. Andrew Vaughn at first base, batting fifth today. Sal Frelick will play right field and bat sixth. Batting seventh, it's Caleb Durbin at third. Batting eighth, Blake Perkins in center field. And rounding things out for the crew, the shortstop, Joey Ortiz.
At the wall, looking up. See you later.
Let's get the latest on today's odds for the game. What's the best way to go? Let's check in with our expert from the Potawatomi Sportsbook to find out. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 1057 FM, The Fan.
Joining us now on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law, Sportsbook Manager over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, Austin Herdina, now live here on the leadoff show. Mr. Herdina, how we doing today, my friend?
Very well. Very, very busy sportsbook today.
Yeah.
A lot of fans coming in, mostly Brewers, which is good to see. And tell you what, last couple of days I was a little worried about the confidence in the fans, but today everyone's betting Brewers. Get
Awesome.
a lot of money on the Brewers coming in.
Love to hear that. Austin Herdina, Sportsbook Manager, joining us on the leadoff shows. He does each and every day. Game 5, we're here, Austin. Will you talk about the vibe on the Sportsbook, on the sports deck floor over there? How about the shuttle service? That working their way over too? Seeing a lot of Brewers fans take advantage of that?
Yeah, hundreds. It's been very busy. The shuttles have been running great. That whole idea we doing shuttles again is awesome. I'm so glad that we're doing that for everybody again. And then also just with the there's all the football games. Like right now we got Wisconsin on the big screen. Got so many good football games. Indiana just upset Oregon. That was a great game. Just a great day for sports.
Looking at the betting odds, courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook today for Brewers Cubs. Brewers slight favorites, minus 136 on the money line. Minus 1.5 will get you plus 155 on the run line. And the over-under set at 7.5, Mr. Herdina. Look at that. Would you look at that?
What do you know?
I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's funny how this happens on Game 5, a clinch day, and can the theory remain true for Tommy here? But what do you like specifically for the betting odds, courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook, to get a nice little parlay for the people going for Game 5?
Tommy, I'm not giving you a parlay today. I'm giving you Brewers money line because that is all that matters right now today. It's getting a Brewers win. Brewers money line minus 136. This game's for all the marbles, right? It's the game. It's a series against the Cubs. Comes down to this game tonight at home. I mean, before this series started, I felt like whether we win or we lose, it was going to have such an emotional impact on me. It would either be a really big high or a really low. And I feel like that is coming very true.
Yes.
So I just as much as I don't want to lose, I also don't want to lose to the Cubs.
Yeah.
So we just want to see a Brewers win tonight. Brewers minus 136. That's my pick of the day.
Minus 136 on the betting odds, courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook. That is Brewers money line today in Game 5 versus the Chicago Cubs. Austin, anything else you want to get off here before I let you go? What's coming up over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook people need to know about?
Tell you what, you never know what you're going to get when you come in here. We end up having 1,000 Brewers beanies, like hats, winter hats to give away. And we went through 1,000 of them by like 3:30 today.
That's awesome.
Could not believe how many we gave out. We're going to do more promotions like that going forward. So you just never know what you're going to get. So just come on into the sports book and we may have another promotion one day.
Well, no parlay, but a pick for the people today. Brewers minus 136 on the money line. That's the bet, courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook today. Austin, have a great rest of your night, my friend. Enjoy it, and let's go Brewers.
Go Brewers.
There he is, Austin Herdina over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, jumping off the fan guest hotline powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all.
Line drive, base hit down the left field line.
Let's see what the skipper has to say heading into today's game. Let's head to the Coach's Corner. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 1057 FM. The Fan.
Manager Pat Murphy speaking to the media earlier today in his pregame access. Here it is, right here on the leadoff show.
How did you come to make the choice of McGill to open, and how many different permutations did you guys go through of who to send out first?
You know, the pitching guys, myself and Matt Arnold, we just sat in a room and just talked about the possibilities, and considered a ton of factors, but we settled on McGill. He's going to pitch tonight regardless. And, the power of friendship. He started it all, so we thought it'd be a good way to start.
Come to Steve here in the second row in the middle.
And just in that regard, their decision to start Pomerantz, did that surprise you at all? Was something you were expecting? And from your perspective, what's made him as effective as he's been so far in the postseason?
Yeah, Big Palm. You go back to when we had him. What year was that? 19. Big Palm was effective then, man. He threw in Atlanta that decisive game. He threw at least 2+ innings. He threw so good we let him hit in the game. We were leading and we let him hit in the game. That's how good he was throwing. This guy's got the fastball that you don't see. It's got a little cut to it. He's really, really good. Did I anticipate it, Steve? I didn't know how they were going to go. I didn't even think about it. I said, we'll react to whatever. And yeah.
Go to Jack on the left side, third row.
You guys are planning on potentially starting a reliever for a game like this. Do you weigh whether he's done it before? Because out of all the guys in that bullpen, Trevor is one of the guys who has started a bullpen game before.
I think it's important that, one, it's not a guy that hasn't been in the big leagues or just his first time in the big leagues and then he's never done it. That would be another hurdle. But since Trevor's been in the big leagues and he has done it, that helped make that a more solid choice.
Go to Kurt, second row on the right.
Staying on McGill, obviously you're not going to want to throw a guy out there in the first inning to give up runs, but given the way the first inning has gone this season or the series, does that make the decision to go to the guy that was your all-star closer? Like, does that have any impact on it, just wanting even stronger?
Well, we have confidence in McGill. Now he hasn't thrown the ball the way he was when he was closing yet. I think we'll see a good version of him, but he wasn't going to close the game tonight because he just hasn't worked back in that form. But yeah, that all that adds into it,
Bruce, down on the right.
Murph, do you have, going into the game, do you have a idea about how you want to choreograph it if it goes to what your thought process might be? In other words, do you know who 2, 3, and 4 would be, or you just?
It's kind of like an equation. If so-and-so needs to be rescued, this is the best rescue guy there in this pocket. If he gets through it, here's the best guy to open the second based on where we ended, and then, you play it out from there. So there's an equation and there's an if this, then this. If no, then this. It's trying to thread the needle, which we've had to do a lot this year, and it's worked out. So, this is no different.
Go to Russell down on the left side, second row.
Murph, how you doing? You guys were in this position last year with an elimination game in the wild card round. Most of the same group returning this year. What do you think that group learned in that experience that should help tonight?
We talked about it. We talked about it the last day of the season after the game last year, that somehow that experience will help us. Don't know how, You know what I mean? But somehow that experience will help us. It's not like we broke down and did something wrong. It's just that we had one guy not to execute pitches, and we had the Mets hot, and they were great. And especially in that last inning. So, but there's something to be learned from it. It's not over till it's over, and you got to play it all the way. So I think it'll help us. And we mentioned it again today. Just a little piece of, hey, remember those feelings, and remember that awareness that you got to have. You just got to get all the outs, whether it's 27 or you saw in the game last night, 48, whatever it was. Yeah.
Go up to the top left.
Murph, we hear about home field advantage, and we saw it in the series thus far. What are you expecting out of the fans tonight?
The fans will be great. I think that the fans have embraced this team from the beginning, actually. I mean, you think about our 0-4 start with the biggest run differential in I don't know how many years, and they've kind of like kept an eye on us, and then we start going and they start showing. And then just the number of sellouts this year, I don't know what the record is or what, I don't keep track of all that, but it just seemed like, wow, this is, kids are back in school and it's a Wednesday night and wow, it's been wonderful the way they've supported us. So hopefully, not hopefully, I'm certain they'll be out there tonight.
Nobody likes them.
Craig Counsell returning to American Family Field.
We all want to see them lose.
It's not my job to tell people how to feel about something or even to figure it out. Let people feel how they want to feel. And I'm good with that, and I think it doesn't have to be all positive.
It's time to eye up the enemy for today's game. It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
There was manager Pat Murphy speaking to the media earlier today. Eye on the Enemy, presented by Iron Workers Local 8. Thanks again to Iron Workers Local 8 for being a part of the Leadoff Show all season long. Looking at the matchups, I don't know how far we'd like to go down this list, but at minimum, something to note here. The top three against the against Trevor McGill for the Chicago Cubs. Michael Busch, 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. Nico Horner, 1 for 3 with a strikeout. Kyle Tucker, 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts. Now, if one of them, let's say it's Nico Horner, because he's a guy who's done it in the past, gets on base. Seiya Suzuki, 0 for 6 in his career versus Trevor McGill. I would assume that the Brewers probably have a lefty ready to go after Trevor McGill. That's my best guess. I don't know if it makes it to Ian Happ. I don't know if Trevor McGill finds himself in some sort of issue if they want Ian Happ to bat from the left side. He's much worse batting from the right side. On the other side of things, Drew Pomerantz versus the top of this Brewers order. Jackson Churio is 0 for 2. Bryce Terang is 1 for 6. William Contreras is 0 for 1. And Christian Yelich is 1 for 11. Again, I don't know if a lefty is going to face Andrew Vaughn. I would assume a righty gets ready for that. The rest of the lineup against this opener for each team, don't know if it's very relevant, but McGill has had some success against this Cubs lineup all up and down. And again, no homers for anyone against either of these two openers. The Brewers doing their best to combat their first inning issues by sending out Trevor McGill to open the game in Game 5. If you don't feel it now, I don't know when you're going to. 11-10, that is how many runs have been scored in the first inning for both teams. 11 for the Cubs, 10 for the Brewers. The Cubs have hit 4 homers in the first inning. The Brewers have the 1. Teams are 15-3 in this postseason when they out-homer their opponent. That's going to be a massive storyline again. And I know it's not necessarily the Brewers' way, the Brewers' game, but preventing homers, just as important as hitting them in this series right now for Milwaukee and Chicago. Coming up on the other side, we'll check back in with Cal over at Kelly's Bleachers. Thanks to our good friends over at Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. We'll wrap things up on the leadoff show, get you some of the keys to the game and other people to watch in Game 5, Brewers Cubs. It is the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you live from the 1250 AM 105.7 FM The Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Looking up, and it is gone.
It's almost time for the first pitch. Let's see who's in today's starting lineups. Brought to you by Lakeland University. Experience it your way. Visit lakeland.edu. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 1057 FM, The Fan.
Welcome back to the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you live from the 1250 AM, 1057 FM, The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Before we check in with our guy Cal down at Kelly's Bleachers, thanks to Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Brewers lineup for Game 5. Jackson Churio in left field to lead things off. Bryce Terang at second base will bat second. William Contreras is catching. He will bat third. Christian Yelich, the DEH, bats fourth today. Andrew Vaughn at first base batting fifth. Sal Frelick in right field will bat sixth. Caleb Durbin at third base batting seventh today. Blake Perkins in center field will bat eighth. Joey Ortiz rounds things out. He is the shortstop batting ninth. Checking in again on the fan guest hotline powered by Gruber Law. Cal down there at Kelly's Bleachers, making sure everything's running smoothly down there for the shuttle service they're running. Cal, how is it over there, my man? Everything cleaning up all right over there? Fans headed over to the game?
Absolutely. Tons of fans heading to the game, but we're still packed here. It's really looking good here. We have a lot of shirts have gone. People are looking at that premiere for the movie, the Tokyo and Packers, and as well as we are seeing a lot of Cubs fans leave. So it's Brewers house. So let's keep it that way.
Cal, thank you so much for hanging out down there. What do you got for tonight? What do you expect to happen in Milwaukee?
It's going to be a battle, but I'm taking Crew 5-3. Let's go.
Crew 5-3. Cal, thank you so much again. Have a good rest of your night, and let's go Brewers.
Heck yeah, let's go, baby.
There he is, Cal, hanging out down there. Big shout out to him for putting in some work down there. Thanks to our good friends over at Sun Cruiser Vodka. Baseball calls for Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea, made with real iced tea and real vodka. It's refreshingly smooth and easy to drink with no bubbles to fill you up. It's the perfect game day sipper. Plus, each Sun Cruiser only 100 calories and 4.5% alcohol, making it perfect for anywhere your watch party takes you. Crack one open today and let the good times cruise Milwaukee.
How does the Crew win today's game? Who needs to step up? Let's find out with the keys to the game. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 1057 FM, The Fan.
Keys to the game, how we always wrap things up on the leadoff show. I don't want to put any bad juju out there. This could be the last time we do this segment. This could be the last show. I hope not. I'm rooting for it not to be. But a big key to the game is the first inning. It has been this entire series. And the Brewers, all hands on deck approach. Everyone going to be available, you would assume, other than Freddie Peralta heading into Game 5 with Chicago. Murph spoke yesterday, said Ashby was a go. McGill, the decision. I loved the line of, he was the guy who started the power of friendship, so why not have him start this opportunity? There's going to be some juice. You heard it. Sal Frelick, a very good line earlier today that we heard. I'm sure it's going to be, we throw a punch, they throw a punch. You're going to have to respond. So if things are not going well, respond for Milwaukee. And if things continue to go well, prevent that response. And it starts with the first inning. That will be huge if Trevor McGill has a clean first inning. Personally, I think I would have liked the move to start a lefty, just making that even more of a chess move. But McGill has success against this top of the order. As long as you don't give up a run in the first inning, you're way ahead of schedule at this point already for Milwaukee. They've given up 11 runs of their 16 runs given up in the series in that first inning. And I don't expect the Brewers to come out and blank the Cubs. But you need to in inning number 1 to give yourself this same fighting chance and control that momentum earlier than you have in most other games. You can control it for the first time in the top part of the first inning with your pitching. The Brewers did not score in the first inning in Game 4. They had the one run that was pretty much gifted to them in Game 3, thanks to no infield fly call and the Cubs defense collapsing on that. Today, you can control it. When you give up 4 runs or 4 games in a row, a run or more in that first inning, it is momentum to not allow that in Game 5. It can that quickly shift in Milwaukee's favor. And I believe it's Trevor McGill's job to do that and capture the momentum. And if he can do that, a clean first inning for Milwaukee, it'll shift pretty quickly in the favor of the Brewers, in my opinion. A victory tonight would give the Brewers 100 wins on the season. That would just be the 4th time they do that. 2018, the last time they did that. They had 102 that year. The Brewers looking to win their first postseason series since 2018, the NLDS of that series. They did that over the Colorado Rockies. And 2011, of course, when they won the NLDS, in a similar boat. They won the first 2 games. They lost the next 2 games against the Arizona Diamondbacks. And then one of the most iconic moments, maybe Brewers history, right? Nyjer Morgan, the walk-off single in the bottom of the 10th inning. And the Brewers advance to the NLCS in 2011. There's a chance for history for Milwaukee today. A lot of young guys a part of it. Guys in this lineup that are rookies, right? Caleb Durbin. You have young guys in their second year. Jackson Churio. Sal Frelick's only been around for 3 years. Joey Ortiz, right? Traded. Forgotten. Thrown in on that Corbin Burns deal. And of course, the veterans in the middle, William Contreras, Christian Yelich. The key to the game is win by any means necessary. Absolutely. But you need some pop from your guys. And they decided not to move Terang down. Show why. They moved Churio back to the leadoff spot. Show why. Andrew Vaughn, you're playing today. Show them why. And of course, if the bottom part of the order can do their part, I like the Brewers' chances. I don't know if I've given a prediction ever on this show. Maybe I did very early in the beginning of this. But I will for Game 5. I don't plan on going anywhere. 4-3 Milwaukee. Keep it close. Keep it tight. It's going to be. But a clean first inning. And move on to the NLCS. Take care of business today. Always thinking about today, like Pat Murphy would want. And it starts in the first inning. Starts with the first pitch of the game. That's what you got to see out of the Milwaukee Brewers. Thanks to our good friends over at Sun Cruiser Vodka for hooking up Cal and everyone at Kelly's Bleachers with some Euchre Magic shirts. That's great. Hopefully everyone wearing that. Game 5 set to begin here at 7:08 from American Family Field. Trevor McGill, Drew Pomerantz, the openers for Milwaukee and Chicago. Hopefully this is not the last leadoff show. If it is, it's been awesome. But you'll hear me talking Brewers on this station plenty more. So I'm not even going to say any sort of farewells because I don't plan on leaving. Brewers Cubs, Game 5 set to begin here. Tommy Wortz live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM The Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. One more thing. Don't forget, send them home.